Okay, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming. I would love to. I'm going to do it if we can do it quick enough because then we'll go in because we do have another call at 8. I've got another one that I've got to jump on. So I just want to make sure. But I would love to just sort of if we just sort of introduce ourselves because we've got a nice small group. But I would love to hear if you can say your name, maybe when you started, and whose team you're on. That would help me then to sort of know. So again, I'll start me. So I'm Anna Vierling, and I live in Monmouth. I've been a consultant for 19 years, and I'm just my own team, I guess. My director is Dot DeWyron, who I don't think any of some of you may know her. She's been around for a while, so. But good. Okay, Heather, why don't you go first?
My name's Heather Devaney. I am originally from Salem, Mass, but I'm currently stuck in Kingsland, Georgia. I started, I don't know, Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure which day. And I'm just learning.
Good. And you're on the Crane team, correct?
Yeah.
You are, good. And Kingsland, is that where the Navy base is?
St. Mary's is right next town over, yes.
All right. I have friends actually that live down there. Good. Yep. It's great to meet you, Heather.
Thank you.
Good. All right, Laura, your turn.
I'm Laura Woodman. I live in Howland, way up north. And I've been since the end of October.
Yes.
Starting, and I'm on Tori's team.
And Tori Snowdale. That's what I thought. Good. Good. Well, welcome, Laura. And then who is this? The one we were talking to with it doesn't say your name on here.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Bonnie.
Oh, Bonnie, I can't even see your face. Oh my gosh. You're my Bonnie. That's horrible.
That's okay.
Ankle?
What's that?
How's your ankle?
It's coming.
Poor thing. All right, Bonnie, tell them about you then, my Bonnie.
I'm Bonnie Holly Stardens. I started up with Pampered Chef again, just this past week with Anna. I was with Anna before. I live in Auburn, Maine, all my life, and that's about it.
And then
I broke my ankle.
Yeah, 2 days after she signed up, she broke her ankle. So perfect time for her to learn about virtual parties because that's all she's going to be doing.
Oh.
Good. All right, Martian, do you want to introduce yourself as the other director on here?
Yes, sorry. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was trying to get the others on here.
Sorry.
So I am Martian. I have been doing this for 6 months. I am a new director. My upline director is Katrina Harrington, and then obviously Anna. And is that all you wanted?
That's it. That's good. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. And then we have Carol Thomas. Carol, can you hear us okay?
Yep. Carol Thomas. I am from the Lakes Region area of Maine and currently living in Hiram, and I'm under Jen.
Oh, wonderful. Good. And when did you start, Carol?
Last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday.
So you're brand new too. Good. Yes. Can you see us okay, Carol?
Yep.
Okay, good. Because we can't see you. Is that okay? Is that what you want? You don't want us to see you?
I don't do video.
Let me see if it asks to start. If I ask you to start it, will it let you?
Oh, I can do it. I'm just not wanting to do it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, and then we have Kim. Is that Kim Hewitt? Let me unmute her. I think she's muted. Kim, is that you? Kim
Whitman.
Kim Whitman, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good. How are you? Did you now tell them when you started?
February 1st. I mean, I ordered my kit on January 31st, but I was on vacation, so
okay.
Really a few days after that, I guess.
Are you still in the car on the way home?
No, I just got home, so.
Oh, okay. Do you want us not to look at you either?
Right. Mm-hmm. I don't have any lipstick on. I left it in my
Oh
husband's
my
truck. So.
God. We do not even care, Kim. Look at me. I had a self-care day today after the weekend I had. That's what you get with me. You'll get me in all kinds of looking like. So good. All right. Liz Price is here. Hi, Liz. Do you want to tell us when you started? And you're on the crate. Do you know how to? I think you're muted, hon. Let me unmute you. Where are you at a baseball game? Oh, wait. Oh, I just did it.
No, I'm at a local food joint.
Oh, good. Good. It's a nice night.
Yeah, it is.
Good. Well,
Ready.
Liz, tell us. We're just going around and introducing. Just let us know when you started and whose team you're on and where you live.
I started mid-February. I live in Montana.
And you're on the Crane team too, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Good. Welcome.
Thank
And
you.
then Donna, it's your turn.
I'd like to point out that I'm not in bed.
For the first time ever, I haven't seen you not in bed.
First time ever, I'm not taking a call in bed. But so I'm warning you that if you see a giant dog lingering or
Yeah.
two, you've been warned or
All
barking.
right. Thank you.
I was Martian's first consultant, and I couldn't be happier that he recruited me. So,
I
and
remember.
I started in mid-December.
Okay. And where do you live, Donna?
I live in Salem, Mass.
Okay. Perfect. Good. Well, this is good. That's, again, I love being able to get you guys to, just to sort of see faces and names, and that we are all throughout the organization on different teams. But the other fun thing is, too, for you guys as brand new consultants, those of you that are to sort of have a network of other brand new consultants on our team. So I'm hoping that event in there that we have set up, that I'm going to sort of this run, keep that event going with you guys, that hopefully you got, ask each other questions, sort of use it as a networking and stuff as well. So this training it's not necessarily a new consultant training, but I think it's the perfect place for new consultants to come in if you are going to be doing virtual parties. So I'll tell you a little bit of the background on this whole virtual party system and Bonnie knows this from knowing me for a lot of years with Pampered Chef, that for 18 years, I would say, my bread and butter was doing cooking shows. I would go out and do the live cooking shows 3 times a week. I would do that for 18 years. That's just what I did and built my business that way, and loved doing that. But what I was watching was this whole sort of progression to virtual parties. And I sort of dabbled around with them, but I was all of a sudden listening and hearing consultants in the company. And, that's the fun thing about virtual is, it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter, Laura, that you live way up in the middle of nowhere in Maine. Like when we go virtually, you're like in the middle of the country, like you can go wherever you want with this. But I was listening to some of these consultants that I know throughout the company that were selling $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $50,000 a month. They were selling these ridiculous numbers that I could never even imagine. So I started researching and really became a student of what they were doing. I sort of went to, what you'll find with Pampered Chef is everybody's really great about giving, sharing information throughout the company, whether it's just our team or not. So what I was able to do was sit down and find out what everybody was doing and put it together and dabble around. So I sort of put the system together. I did it for my first month, and I think I sold $10,000 my first month. And I'll tell you, doing 3 cooking shows a week, my top sales, around here in Maine, I'm in Maine too, where maybe I was doing, $5,000 to $6,000 a month was a good month for me. So right there, my first month doing these virtuals like this, I doubled them. Then I taught the directors that were around at the time, and I said, you go do this. Katrina was one of them, and they went and they doubled their sales and had ridiculous sales, and then was able to start. So I know that what I'm going to teach you guys, this system, is that the system works. I know that it does, and I know as well that right now as a brand new consultant, what I'm going to show you guys, you can jump right into it and do it. and you're going to have huge success. We have consultants on our team that have jumped in first and followed the system that I'm going to show you guys, and they're selling, you know, 4,000 in the first month, 3,000 in their first month. I mean, those are the kind of numbers that they're selling and that they're earning on in their first months. So just to keep, I wanted you guys to know those numbers, because that to me is like the proof in the pudding kind of thing. If I can tell you that you're going to make, you know, we talk about 700, 1,000, 1,200 in your first months. I mean, I don't know if that's exciting to you guys. That's exciting to me. So I don't know. Maybe you're not in it for the money, and that's okay too. If you're in it for the free stuff, if you're hitting your $4,000 or $5,000 level in your first to second month, that's pretty exciting to get all those new pans and knife sets and everything coming as well. So does that excite it for anybody to hear those kind of numbers to jump into this? Yes? All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, and I hope they're all in it. And I don't know, Martian, with your team, I'm going to teach them, because I know you do things a little bit differently, how you've sort of worked your system, but I'm going to teach them everything from the Virtual Party Success group. Are you guys in? There's a group called Virtual Party Success Veerling team, and I'm not sure. I'm looking at Bonnie, and I'm wondering even if you're in it, Bonnie, but I'm going to make sure my team is in it. But you're going to want to make sure you're in it as well. But I'm going to show you how it's set up. But here's what I'm going to tell you. When we talk about the system, there's 3 parts of it that I think are just as important. The first one is that the host coaching, and you're going to get, I have the host coaching right in there, and it tells you, and that's again how you're going to work with your host throughout the party. And it's about how you're going to work with them every day. There's something in there to do with your host, but there's also something to do in the party as well. So you have that a whole outline of day 1, day 2, 3, what you need to do to work through. So that's the first part of the system. The second part of the system I really think is the template. The template, again, I've played with these for several years, but the template that I have, not so much exactly what I have in there, but as a new consultant, if you'd like, I know Martian can give you for his team, but I can give you what my template is for this month. I will do that for a new consultant, but what happens is that it's more of how it's laid out. So in the first couple days, it's really like a get to know you. It's all about the fun. That's what it is for those first couple days. Then what you get into is the product. So if I would say you can take this template and you can do with what, you know, play with it and make it your own. If there's a product post, I would just put in a product post. If there's a post about a booking post, if you want to put another post in, put in a booking post, you know, to sort of do that. Martian, I'm not actually. I do all Facebook scheduler now. So I stopped doing SynShare, and I was able to do that, and I'll explain to you why. Because the reason I always use SynShare was when I started this, here's another thing. I was doing, and I do right now, my goal is to do about 10 parties a week. That's what my goal is. So if I have 10 different parties, I needed to do SynShare. I needed to do so because I was not going to go through and do. But I'm also going to teach them block parties just because of that. Because that way I can do 10 parties in just 2 different Facebook parties too. So that's all part of that. So no, I don't use any of that SynShare. It's all Facebook scheduler. So we have the template, we have the host coaching, that part of it, and then the only other part of it again is that whole to-do, and then we're going to get in the next couple weeks, we're going to start talking about how to get parties out of there, how to you know, do that sort of residual kind of business that you're going to want to get out of there. One thing I'm going to tell you, and I would encourage you, and I know that I do this with my onboarding for all of my new consultants, is that I will tell you that if you consistently run 4 parties a week, at least 4 parties a week, you will earn trips, you will earn all the free products, You will earn a really great commission. You will like have everything that you want. And you know, it's funny because I say 4 virtual parties a week. Tori's here. Tori knows, and the rule of thumb always for directors was 2 cooking shows a week. If you did 2 cooking shows a week, you could build your business into whatever you want. So here we're going to double that with 4 virtuals. And here's why I'm going to tell you that. Has anybody run a virtual yet? Some of you just started, I know, last week. Donna has. I know Kim's done a few. Laura, have you done any virtuals already? Yes, you have too. Yeah. So here's what happens is, and maybe some of you.
Liz is on her second one.
Oh, Liz is. Oh, good. Already. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Her
So
first one was almost $1,000.
amazing. That's awesome. That's a crazy number. Here's what I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is that it's not always going to be like that. You're going to have hosts, especially with virtual hosts, that are going to go MIA on you, that you're going to have them, that you're going to have them all set up. They thought they were all ready, whatever. And then they never show up. And you end up having nothing happens. So the reason why I encourage you to do 4 shows a week at least is, let's just say you book your one for the week and it just happens to be that MIA host that doesn't really invite people, is not engaged. You can't even get them to do it. And so you just don't even have the sales. You have a debt and you're sort of dead in the water for that week. Versus if you have 4 going, if 1, even 2 of them ditches out, you still have some good sales from those other 2 and engagement and stuff. Just keep rolling with it. I'm going to tell you that's probably one of the biggest things that I would really encourage you to make as a goal. Now, of course, depending on how much you want to make and how much you want to grow and how much you just sort of up that from there. What I talk about with block parties is you are going to book, let's say you have your 4 hosts and you set each of those 4 shows up, you know, in Pampered Chef. You're going to set those all up. But what I talk about block parties is, and this came about in June, I would say it's really when it all came about, was that Facebook decided to just throw everybody in jail for everything. So we were all in what we called Facebook jail. So all our businesses just sort of locked up, okay? So we, as resourceful as we are, figured out how to get around this. So what happens is, instead of these 4 parties running side by side in Facebook, that you're posting the same thing in them, that what we do now is that you I would do it 1 Facebook party with those 4 hosts are all in there. So all the information I'm going to show you is that and how I do that. So they have, each of the hosts have all their own links in the post. I give those hosts something to post each day. That's all in the host coaching part of it. And I message them all together, and we have really successful parties. And that, again, is the nice thing, is that if you have one party that has not a whole lot of people there, you have others that you do. So there's a lot of engagement there, and they get sort of sucked in and make a whole lot of new friends and stuff too. Okay, this call today really is like the technical part of it. And then we're going to get into more the bookings and how to keep that kind of business, because that's what we want. Nobody here wants a flash in the pan. You want to build something to just sort of keep this going as well. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I want to show you how that page, because I just want to make sure that you're familiar with this page. So can you guys see this? This is that page I was talking about, the virtual party success page. Can you see it? You can't see it, Liz? You can see it. Okay. Can you see it? Heather, you can see it? Yeah. Bonnie, can you see it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is the Facebook page, and I'll make sure that you guys are all in here. But this is where all of these resources are. So you have, if we go down, there's the thing here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you, it's all in the announcement post. When you get here, you're going to first go to the announcement post. And this is, so even somebody right now, Bonnie, let's say you go out and you start getting parties all booked and stuff. You go to the announcement post. This is going to tell you step by step how to book those first parties, how to, if there's any objections and stuff like that. It's going to tell you now that you're going to set your parties up in Consultants Corner, and here's a video on how to do it. Then it's going to tell you how to set up your business page and to set up the group for their block party. And here's a little video on how to do it. Here's the post that you're going to put, the welcome post in your parties. So you have all of this right here to be able to, as well as your directors and stuff like that. But you have all of us right here to show you how to do that. The other thing that's going to be in here, if you look over in files, is you're going to have, well, you're going to have some booking information that we're going to talk about in the next couple weeks. There's a January template in there, but down here, the VP host coaching and to do, that's that document that I was talking about. That's really going to give you, again, step by step every day what you need to work on the party, because this is different. This is something that's sort of evolved with these parties too. No more can we just post something in there and expect that people are going to buy. You've got to engage them and let them have fun. You know, we always talk about that people book Pampered Chef parties for one of three reasons. Food, which we can do a lot of recipes. They love the recipes in your virtual parties. And I know Martian's always cooking something in his virtual parties too. They love the free, so, you know, about specials and all the free stuff and the host specials, all of that's the second part of it. And then the fun. And that's where you're going to have the engagement, the games that you have them play, all of that is part of that as well. To do that too. But this host coaching is really going to lead you through to how to get those orders in and get people engaged as well. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that so far? Again, you might have to unmute yourself if you... Everybody's clear on that and how they work? Okay. And so here's what I would like to do, because again, I've got that other call coming up, that now that we have that, this is what I would say, that I would recommend that you all, if you haven't already, to think about this week to get 4 parties ready to go. That would be what I would say. If I could leave you right now to go say, get 4 parties ready to go to get started this week. And it has the words right there in that announcement that I always love to say, hey, I would love to, I'm starting this new thing. I'm starting, with Pampered Chef, or I'm thinking of Kim. I know Kim is working on her next round of bookings, and people that you could say, I'm using a new system for my parties, because again, I'm going to give you what to post in your parties for these first ones. And then again, you change it and stuff from there, but at least you have an outline and you've got something to work from. But that way you have them, tell them you've got something new. You would love for them to be, one of your first practice parties. That's a really great way. And I always say to make it personal too. Tell them why. I'd love for you to be one of my first person, parties. I thought of you because you love to cook, or you're always posting stuff on Facebook, different pictures of food, or you have so many friends on Facebook, or you're on Facebook all the time anyway. You might as well make some money doing it. Like whatever it is of your why you thought of them, to put that in there. But if you could get those 4, I think that would be really, then we could get that going and get this started. One of the things I want to, and then you get to sort of play with it too. That's what I think that's a part. We can't really work one-on-one to help. I always say I can't really train you on how to do it until we've got parties booked, right? We got to have the parties booked, and then we get hands-on and start working it from there. One of the things we talk about scheduling, and I'll just sort of throw this out too. I believe in this just because, again, that's how my systems and stuff, it's all part of how it worked. I set up my parties on Wednesdays. And I like to tell my new consultants on my team, do it this way, because then I know where they are. If they're working on the same template than I am, I know we're all on the same day and those same posts are going on that day. So I set up my parties Wednesday, and then we start posting on them on Saturday. So think of that too. So if you've got talking, you get off the phone tonight and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to message so-and-so to book a party. This is what I would tell them. Great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set your party up on Wednesday, and we're going to start, and I'll give you more instruction then. That's what I tell them, because you're going to go right in there on the host coaching, be able to set it up, and then tell them how you're going to do it from there. Okay, who has any questions right now? And I know questions are probably going to come up once you start doing them. You know, that's going to be part of that too. But what about any questions and stuff? And Tori, yep, you've got your days that you do them. And so you may be training, I think you're probably training your team to do them those days too, for the same exact reason. You all know where you are on those same days. So actually the host coaching document that I have now, I think just says day 1, day 2, day 3. So you can sort of put them on there as well. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions right now? Listen, I want you guys, I don't know if I went very quickly from inspiring you and getting you excited about the numbers to freaking out because of the technical part, but I don't want that to damper. I want you to tell you that, again, coming right out, even consultants who are technically challenged, we have had them as our top sellers in their first couple months because they get it and they quickly go in. If you start thinking before you're ready to throw, I don't want you to get to the point of wanting to throw the computer out the window. Get a hold of me or your director and have that, let us help you, because I don't want it to get there, because it really is. But here's the biggest thing, and I know I've told Martian this, Tori's heard me tell you this before. Here's what I want to tell you guys, a lot of you just starting. Here's the coolest thing about Pampered Chef. There's never a Pampered Chef emergency, ever. We are not, this is not life or death. We are not selling houses. We're not even selling cars. We are selling pots and pans, and we're selling some fun. So if you start going and you're like, oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock at night on Wednesday and I can't get this party booked, like the is not going to hurt anything or anybody's feelings if the party doesn't get set up when you can talk to your director tomorrow. Like that, I just want everybody to take a breath, because I don't think I would still be doing this 19 years later if it wasn't so much fun, and that I could tell myself that that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, is we're selling fun, we're selling the event, the experience, and pots and pans. No, I mean, nobody's really gonna, you know, we want to give great customer service, but this is not gonna rock anybody's time. I know, Donna, I know. So we got to get on that other call. Okay, so here's what I tell you: 4 parties. And we're going to, thank you, Donna. You're going to be my assistant too. We're at 4 parties, and we're going to meet again 7:30 next Sunday night, right? Next Sunday night, you're going to have 4 parties, and we're going to get on to the next part of it. Okay? Great. Thank you, guys. Have a great week. Thanks so much. It's great to meet you guys.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye.